Hey, welcome back to Arikame. I'm your host Kay, and today we have some exciting news regarding DMZ. The short of it is, DMZ will stay. And this isn't coming from any leaks. This is coming straight from the Call of Duty Twitter. Right here it says, although DMZ won't be showcased at COD Next this week, we're excited to share that we will continue to support DMZ beta. Players will have continuing infiltration opportunities for Al-Mazrah, Ashika Island, and Vandal, as well as Building 21, and I love how they gave us a cliffhanger, so let's speculate a bit. As I said before on this channel, long when DMZ first started, I think they will add zombies, and this is before I knew they was going to make an outbreak mode. It just seemed to make sense that they add zombies to this mode, but not only zombies. From this, I think we can speculate that they will be adding the other maps, such as Urzikstan, or whatever smaller resurgence maps they add for year 2, but I don't think it will stop there. The same way they added Koshi Complex and Building 21, I'm pretty sure it would be safe to assume that they will be adding other special features to year 2 of DMZ. And even according to the leaks back then, there's a few more factions left, one of those factions being Group 5. But yeah, now that we know DMZ is returning, I guess the biggest question is, how do Outbreak 2.0 play in all of this? Since Outbreak 2.0 has been said to be more like DMZ, many people thought that DMZ would be replaced with Outbreak 2.0. But again, as I said before, I don't think that's the case. We all know that Outbreak 2.0 will release with Modern Warfare 3, but just like DMZ released with Modern Warfare 2, I think Outbreak 2.0 will be free to play. But again, this is heavy speculation. But with some of the information I've been hearing, it seems like Outbreak 2.0 will be free. It'll bring more players in, have a more stable player base. And this is what people have been asking for a very long time. A PvE version of DMZ, where you don't have to worry about other players shooting at you. You could just go in, finish your missions. Only thing you have to deal with is the bots. And honestly, I think this is the perfect mode for it. But again, take all this with a grain of salt. Now, there's a few things I love to see from DMZ year 2. And since it's still in beta, there's so much more to add. As I always mention, I think we should overhaul the stash system. I like that money is playing a role, but I like to see it fine-tuned so DMZ can have more replay value. How they do that, that's really up to them. I have my own ways that I would do it. If anyone here has played any other extraction shooter, especially things like Tarkov and Psycho Frontier, I would love to see DMZ to lean more into those systems, because those systems work really well within DMZ. And I think adding money to everything gives it more value. Having to spend money on weapons, lethals, tacticals, field upgrades, and even attachments, I think adding cash to all of that just gives it more value, and that's just me. But I do understand that Activision is trying to go for a more casual approach, because I do understand that adding cash value to many things can sort of make the game a little bit more difficult. But within DMZ, you already get a ton of money, and sometimes you just feel like the money is sitting in your wallet, and many people just bring that money back in just to lose it. But when an operator kills you, they just get more money to put in their wallet, and I feel money become redundant and not used enough. And from an earlier leak build of DMZ, we saw that money had more value. We saw that you could buy weapons. We saw that you could buy attachments. We saw that you could buy lethals and the tacticals and field upgrades. I honestly would like to see that DMZ come into play, but I do understand how gaming systems work. It could be that they had that build, but to release that build, it could cause so many bugs and glitches and all kind of issues from crashing. And we seen when they released it, it was already dealing with those issues. So to have all that bloat in there would just be ridiculous. And maybe they are adding those things just over time, because we have seen the factions come out. We've seen the Crown faction. We've seen Faye leaks. We've seen Black Mouse. These things were leaked before, but they didn't come with the release of DMZ. And there could be many reasons it didn't. One could be that they didn't want to overwhelm people with so much content, which can happen because when people played DMZ for the first time, many people didn't know what they were doing. They felt overwhelmed, and many people just want to go back to Warzone and shoot other people. They just called it Plunder 2.0. But now we've seen DMZ grow. We've seen many people come to love DMZ, and I would love to see them keep that momentum. Now, although I think Outbreak and DMZ will share some of the same maps, I think we will still have PvPvE, even on the new maps, and maybe with a little bit of zombie sprinkle here and there. So I don't think zombies themselves will be exclusive to Outbreak. It's just Outbreak will have a ton more zombies, while DMZ will have a little bit of zombies here and there, maybe in a certain area, garden or certain area. Now, all that excites me. I'm glad to see Activision is listening to the community, because let's be real, DMZ is a ton of fun. Now, a few things regarding the maps. I've said before, some of the things I heard is that there may be a day-night cycle, or that they may be a night map. And that was just for Outbreak. So I can see how some of that could transfer over to DMZ, that we could possibly expect DMZ to have a nighttime map itself. And Activision don't like wasting assets. So I can see them taking this Al-Mazrah night map and Vandal night map and just adding them to the DMZ and to Outbreak. But that'll be something I'll love to see. That don't mean they actually do it. And we also could see more dynamic weather coming. Kind of like Vandal has the fog and Al-Mazrah had the dust storm. I think we could possibly see some rain in the future. And I would love to see a snow map. We have yet to see a snow map, even for Warzone. So I love to see a snow map. It could be a resurgence map. It don't have to be a large map. But yeah, there's a few things I love to see upcoming this year. And I think it's safe to say we could possibly see a large overhaul of DMZ, as most gaming companies have a playable build, which is public, while they work on the next build, which could completely overhaul the game altogether. So yeah, be expecting something like that. So this is why this gets me excited. Just the thought of the future of the builds that they have that's not public to us, but that they constantly working on. Maybe for this year, it could be for year 3, but a lot of times they do continue working on the game while updating the public build of the game. But yeah, anyways, that's all the DMZ news we have for today. And if this news gets you excited, then please let me know what excites you the most. Just drop down in the comments below. Share with me what you would love to see in this coming year regarding DMZ. Also, if you have any thoughts, questions, or feedback, you can also leave that in the comments below. You guys always been awesome and really supporting, and I simply would just love to hear what you think. You don't have to agree with me with anything. Your opinion is always valid here. Also, if you love to hear more DMZ news, I've got you covered. As I work on continuing some of my DMZ stories, I will continue to cover the news on this channel because working on the new story gaming format takes some time. I have to create characters, I have to create environments, I have to voice act the lines, and all that is going to take time. So to hold y'all over, I will continue to cover the news of DMZ and possibly a lot more Call of Duty news as I get those stories out to you. So be patient with me. We're going to have a ton of fun as we go on this storytelling journey together. So yeah, to keep up with all my content, then please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You would not be disappointed with what's coming to this channel. It's going to be a ton of fun. And also, don't forget to hit that like button. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And again, I'm your host, Kay, and I will see you in the exclusion zone. Bye.